Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everybody, welcome to the next MMF Podcast. I believe this is episode 22. I am happy to actually have all of our guys in person today. We've got Wan, we've got Zul, we've got Asri, and of course we've got me, Afiq, Chief Finance Ninja at Modern Muslim Finance. We've got our fellow finance ninjas who are Allah. It's been a crazy past few months since we started this long project. Kita buat inheritance, we buat investing. Today sempena the launch of the second edition of the Guide to Islamic Inheritance. Physical copy, so if you want one, drop us a message, we'll show you. And today, on the topic of inheritance, on the topic of inheritance, you guys have been giving me the trust and the support, speaking to our clients, our students. I want to hear from you guys. What are some of the scary stories? What are some of the great experiences, or even the feedback you guys have gotten from all the different consults that you've done for our clients out there? Who wants to start? Today kita berbual relax. Kau nak start?
Yeah, myself. Because while it's still fresh in my memory actually, we actually presented a wasiat just late last week. Surprisingly, one of the executors was asking us. So my mother-in-law actually doesn't have a wasiat and she passed away. So what usually you would recommend for them to do? For them to actually do it themselves, do the whole process themselves, or to hire a lawyer? For us, like the common answer would be, if you have the knowledge, go ahead and do it yourself. But otherwise, the most rational thing would actually be to hire a lawyer. As we actually talked about the whole WhatsApp process and everything about his mother, he eventually opened up that why he was asking that, because his mother-in-law actually passed away, and they were unsure about the whole process. And later on, he opened up that he has, his late mother-in-law actually has 7 kids on one side, and another 7 kids on another side of the family.
Wait, hang on. 7 kids from one side, then what other side? What do you mean?
So she was married twice.
Second marriage lah.
Second marriage.
First marriage, second marriage. Okay.
So then
Total 14.
yeah, 14.
But she was the mother to all 14.
Yeah.
And hence why he was asking like, who would be the beneficiary of this answer would be like all 14 lah. And in this case, we know being in this business, we know that it's going to be a bit complicated and a bit hard, because all 14 need to agree who will be the administrator. Yeah.
Wait, my question is then, are the 14 talking to each other or not?
We're not sure. We didn't ask.
When did the mother-in-law pass away?
Last year. About
Not too long.
not too long ago.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
So he was asking because he wanted to know how to go about selling the house and other assets and everything.
I'm assuming that 14 you have sons and daughters,
Yes.
and the husband passed away a long time ago.
Yes.
I mean, it boils down to how closely knitted you are. Because I've seen families who have 3 different sets of families, I say 3 different marriages, 3 different sets of kids, but they are all getting along together.
Mm-hmm.
So when the parents passed away, they settled it out amicably.
Okay, I mean, amicably is that. Remember? Okay, you gotta write this down in point form. Give it to me. I put into case study for 3rd edition. Okay, case study 3rd edition. 2 marriages, 14 children. Okay, but then, okay. So the wasiat you did for them, for whom exactly?
We did it for his mother.
Who's still alive, lah?
Who's still alive. Yeah.
To mother-in-law.
The mother-in-law.
Someone passed away.
How many siblings does he have?
Well, the one that came that day was only, I'm assuming he only has 1 or 2 other siblings, because the others that came was
Total 3 or 4.
yeah, about that.
From his mum, lah. So he has
Yeah.
3 or 4 total siblings, lah. But the wife, I'm assuming, is the
Yes.
one with 13 other siblings.
Yes.
Half siblings and full. Wow.
Yeah.
My reaction, same reaction. Our reaction is like 14 siblings. Wow.
For me, it's like me having 5 other siblings, like it's already like that. Can you imagine
Tapi
having
orang
like,
lama tu common je.
Yeah, correct. Arwah nenek aku 4 kids, but she had 9 other siblings.
My dad has 10, my mom has 7.
Yeah, my mom's a 9.
My dad also said no. Yeah, my dad also. My dad.
You tak ada Netflix bro.
True, you tak ada Netflix, yes.
Don't need Netflix, no, that time.
But then okay. So then go back to my question. Okay, so the executor is the son, right? And the son is the one with the wife who has 13 other siblings,
Yes.
6 full siblings, the other 7 are half siblings.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, just keeping the math in my head. Do they have a son?
We didn't ask.
It's not theirs.
Because he also at that point of time he was in the you know the way he expressed himself was because he's still an outsider throughout the whole thing. So there is only so much that he can advise or so much he can do. So we didn't want to, you know, it's quite a sensitive thing. We didn't want to
point of view
ask too much. So
Okay, because you see, I'm thinking of it from a strategic perspective, where if I look at him and the wife, if their circle of heirs, you know, the inner ring and outer ring, bapa dia dah tak ada. But for the wife, bapa masih ada tak?
no, okay, so totally.
No. Okay, so then, you know where I'm coming from with this, right? If that couple, the wife has the 13 other siblings, if they don't have the male heir, the ahli waris lelaki, then, and the parents are not around, that means the siblings will come in,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
right? And so if there's so many brothers, the half brother is much further down, much further down. But the biological brother, the full sibling, gets big share out.
Yeah.
Kalau if the lady passes away. Ni work related to everybody. If you're watching, work related. You all better go and reach out to him. Okay, go and get him to his wasiat.
We asked him that does the mother-in-law have a son? Then I recall him saying that yeah. So the late mother-in-law actually does have a son because then we figured out his or her in circle will only be the 13 kids or 14 kids.
But that was the money.
That's what
No.
no. The sister, the wife.
The wife.
The wife, bro.
If the wife pass away, 13 other siblings is what? Brothers. If they have no son.
That's what I mean. Okay, so tengok now you look at
So the
mother-in-law,
work hazard.
14 children, right?
Yeah.
14 children, that one got done, settled. Now one of the children, each of those 14 siblings, if all of the 14 don't have the male heir, that means they don't have a son, the other 13 siblings may have a claim.
Betul. MasyaAllah.
Kecoh, bro. Because one of the questions we always ask is this: if you don't have sons and your father's not around, do you have uncles? That's the first question you have. Do you have paternal uncles? If you don't have paternal uncles, do you have brothers? If you don't have brothers, do you have male cousins?
Yeah.
Kecoh, bro. So that's story number one. Not a horror story yet, right? Thank you for sharing. What else you want to add on to that?
No, I'm good for now. Let's go.
Both of you lah, you have witnessed so many wasiats. What are some of the stories you can tell us?
The stories, what
The one we just did. I think the one we just did a few days ago.
What again? The first thing that comes into my mind is that when we do the witnessing, it's better to have the executor also present because at the end of it, the one we provide is actually crucial for the executor. We can explain everything to the testator, the one that write the wills, everything, write the wasiat. If they convey the wrong message to the executor might lose. Then that's why we always encourage I will always ask whether the executor will be there or not when we do the witnessing. Because it's much more easier to explain directly to the executor.
So any of you out there, if you have been appointed an executor, please understand your roles and responsibilities. Berat is very heavy. It is difficult. Now, I'm not saying don't be an executor. I'm not saying that. I'm saying do your best to discharge your responsibilities as an executor. Now, if you've been appointed as an executor, talk to us. will guide you on the process on what to do. Because if you're an executor, you have to get all the documentation, all the different official documentation from the government, your death cert, your inheritance cert, your grant of probate, and the courts will ask you for all of the supporting documents, the NRIC, the marriage cert, the birth cert, the schedule of assets. And so, have you all briefed the executors about all this?
So usually if they don't come, you will tell them, we offer online free class. So yes.
Attend our course.
Talking of course, bila, when's our next class? If you're watching it right now, when's the next class?
16 November.
What year?
This year.
This year, 2024, just to be clear.
From 9:30 to 4:30 PM, right here at the Gateway West building.
Bagus, we have our regular classes, and so yes, of course, we are using this episode to select some down, get the copy of the physical second edition inheritance guide if you haven't done so. And if you want more information, of course, you can attend our Zoom classes, you can attend our live classes. You can also even just buy the video course so that you can learn at your own pace. Now, it's all available at modernmuslim.finance. So it's available at our website, modernmuslim.finance/store, S-T-O-R-E. Okay, we'll try to put this up onto the video later on. The link is somewhere here. And you can get our books, you can get the worksheets, you can get the video courses, get everything from there as well. What about you, Zul? Let's go back to you. One shared a bit of story, Ashley shared a story. What about you?
Okay, so recently I managed to did a casual consult with this particular family. So this partnership who is late 80s, pushing 90s. Yeah, so she only has 2 daughters. One passed away long ago. So the elder daughter already got her own place, her own house so moving out I think next year. So the second one is getting married, but there's some friction that they don't want the second daughter to take over the house and stuff like that. So yeah, so after that they didn't want her to fully in control, then they want it to be shared out evenly and stuff. So I shared casually what other actions they could take. Then important I said, because you don't have a son, so it's crucial that you write WhatsApp if you want to distribute, especially the late mom's punya barang kemas and everything that the father is holding and stuff like that. So after sharing with them what I do and what I've helped, how the number of people that we've helped with, he decided not to talk with me. So he sought consult with an ustad, which charges him about $200 plus.
Hey, we should increase our rates, man.
$200 plus for the wasiat or consult that he does. So I asked, what is the nature of the wasiat that the ustad guide you with? The ustad already advised me. So when I die, go and seek a lawyer so that we can arrange for the house to be shared. Why do you need to seek a lawyer if you already have a wasiat done? You will only incur more costs. No. That's what the ustads advised us to do. So I said, okay, I'm holding this class this coming November. If you want to attend, please do so. I shall not be involved in your family problem anymore.
Ni, you give it to me in point form, aku letak dalam satu case study. Okay, dengar cakap ustaz. Okay, I'm not saying that the ustaz semua salah. I'm not saying that. Okay, a lot of folks have this misunderstanding that because these are ulama, they are ustaz, they must know everything. Let's be frank. I have met many ustaz, and a lot of them are my close friends, and they will tell me, frankly, I don't know. Because they are focused on one particular niche, let's put it that way. And we are very focused on inheritance. And so I have met clients and fellow practitioners and even ustad who tell me wrong information. In fact, they ask me for advice, they ask us for advice. So for those of you out there who are probably wondering, ustad aku biar betul, have a chat with us. Okay? Because we have to balance 2 things. We have to balance akhirat and dunia. Yes, absolutely balance both. There are regulations, there are rules and laws that we have to follow. And so, just because ustaz kata, berbual dengan lawyer tu kadang-kadang tak tahu. Correct? Right? Aku stress aku dengar cerita ni. Aku yang stress.
Baru berbual lawyer tentang lawyer semalam.
Oh my God, yeah. If you all had managed to tune in, I was on Warna for a bit. All the kisah seram with the lawyers, the lawyer running away with the money, the lawyer telling the wrong advice. Kau tak dengar Iphone? You should tune in, bro. Semalam punya session, aku menggigil.
The comments was like,
Lawyer buruk. Lawyer.
Nak dengar kisah lawyer buruk. Have you guys heard any stories of any lawyers out there?
yeah, one of my friends' mother-in-law hired a lawyer who charges $6,000 for a wasiat, which when she passed on, it was void.
Why was it void?
Why void?
Because it's incomplete. The it's
Yes.
not proper.
Ni for info. Oh, case study.
$6,000 for a bloody wasiat, which is void, and she already passed on. What can you do?
$6,000 for a wasiat that was void. Okay, so those of you who do have existing wasiat or wills, send it to us. We help you review. We will tell you whether it's okay or not. Okay, but cow, 6,000.
Yeah. Actually, I also got a similar story also. Kenalan.
Please share.
Paid about thousands also. Initially, I thought they make wasiat. Okay lah, then let me just take a look. Then it's not a wasiat. It's an LPA. Aje.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
how much did they pay for an LPA?
3,000 to 4,000 also.
Yeah. Some,
Then I take a look. It's an LPA. Aje. It's not even a wasiat. Then when we know LPA is when we still living.
But they're still alive
Yeah, they're still alive.
Good thing you caught them lah.
I just shared with them lah.
Oh, the bright side lah.
But still, no, there's so many layers to that. Okay, point form, case study. Wait, there's so many things wrong with that. How much again for an LPA?
3 to 4,000 around there.
Folks, if you're watching this right now and you're based in Singapore, you can do an LPA for how much, Wakana?
$30.
$30. So just a quick plug here. You go to Office of the Public Guardian, your website, right?
Yeah.
Go to OPGO website, Google this, LPA Singapore. When you Google this, you'll find the government website. Fill up the details online, get the SMS, go call one of your neighborhood doctor, ask them if they are an LPA certificate issuer. Ask to make an appointment, bring that SMS down to the doctor. The doctor will then ask you some questions to test your mental capacity, and if he deems that you're fine, great, you're key into the system, your LPA is done.
Yeah. Within 1 month. Yeah.
One broke the record, $30 for just that consult. So his whole LPA was done for $30. Aku kena $45, kau dapat?
No,
Aku tahu kau belum buat, sebab aku tanya.
okay. Already fill up everything, I'm just waiting to go to the doctor, okay?
Okay, almost there. Then, kau dah buat?
No.
No, see, even our own practitioners delay. You know why? Because it's easy to do and because we know it's cheap. A lot of us will say, tomorrow, later, right?
It's free up to 2026 by the government.
No. You all nanti 2026 tak apa, 2026 kau buat lah. Don't say that. Okay, folks, get your LPA done ASAP. Don't go to a lawyer. I was telling people lawyers usually will charge about $500-600, which is normal for an LPA. First time aku dengar $3,000, $3,000 for an LPA. I hope you told them to do a wasiat as well.
No, they do already. Yeah.
Did they show you the wasiat?
Yes.
Was it valid?
Yes.
Okay, bagus. Astaghfirullahalazim.
Yeah.
And these stories are only just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
Only just scratching the surface. I was told, sharing that, one of my clients told me about her sister. Her sister had visited and spoken to this guy, this person, who is not a lawyer. He brands himself as an estate planner. Okay? And okay, I'm going to start with the worst part first. Her sister had paid $5,000 for a hibah. Not a wasiat, a hibah.
Just a documentation for
And the hibah, just a documentation for the hibah al-rukbah. The sister was so adamant, was so convinced that this one will bypass faraid. Now, in our past experience, I've spoken to multiple lawyers, I've seen case studies. Hibah, if it goes against faraid, hibah al-rukbah, that means dah meninggal, if that hibah is contested by the rest of the beneficiaries, the hibah will be overturned. It's not confirmed plus shock. I've spoken to multiple lawyers already. And here's the thing. The reason why it was $5,000 is because this person had told the sister, they said, hey, we will charge you an additional $300 to put in a clause at the bottom, and the clause says, all my beneficiaries are not allowed to contest this. Not a lawyer, paid $5,000 for a hiba, which after I spoke to again multiple times to other lawyers, they said, no, this one will overturn. And so now this I spoke to my client's sister for a bit, and she was like, yeah, no choice really, I already paid. This is what we call the sunk cost fallacy, where they believe, oh, because I pay so much, I might as well. If you pay thousands of dollars for junk, you still end up with junk, right? And so I think at the end of the day, for those of you out there who are watching and listening in, if you think that whatever documentation that you have gotten done, or your relatives or siblings or whoever that you know have gotten some supposed legal documents done up, and you're not sure if these things are even legit or legal, send it our way. Okay, we'll be more than happy to show you what we can do and tell you whether it's legit or not. Can you imagine the people out there thinking, okay, aku dah spend thousands of dollars, my document okay, then you die.
Better jadi rectify now lah.
I mean, the problem is the only time you find out will be too late.
No, you won't find out at all.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You're gone. You're gone. You won't find out at all. And the next thing you know, or your children, your relatives, semua nak kena handle. But then again, on the other side, what I see as a service provider, can you imagine if they are aware that they're doing something wrong, they can live with it, don't punya pasal lah, right? Akhirat jawab. But what if they just don't know and they think that what they're doing is right? And then they are happy to charge $5,000 for a piece of paper. But they're convinced that they're right.
What if they don't know? What if they don't want to know?
Forced ignorance, right? I don't want to know. I will charge. Gila, bro. I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, when we do our documentation and our WhatsApps for all our clients, I make sure that our conscience are clear, we do it as simply as possible, and we ensure that our clients understand the implications of each one. I could be wrong along the way, insyaAllah tak salah lah insyaAllah tak salah, we'll all only find out at akhirat. And on that note, time to select a little bit, we have successfully claimed for our clients who have passed on using the documentation we created. So I'm quite proud of our team for being able to generate that, create all these documents, and we have that certainty in helping our clients make a claim lah, insyaAllah. Okay, and so last kita nak select a little bit because we've been going on for a while already. In closing, gentlemen, what would you like to say?
What I like to say, everybody need a wasiat, regardless of your age. As long as you started working already, you start earning, you start saving already, no matter what stage you are, think about wasiat. You need a wasiat. Don't wait for something to happen, then you start thinking about it. It might be too late. Not for you, it's for your family also.
Betul? Wow.
Yeah.
Death comes for us all, right?
There's
There's a verse in the Quran, death comes for all. It's actually in the book. In the book.
Get the book.
But nanti we select one book later. What about you, Zul? I'm looking for that. How do you think?
Yeah, like what I said, we all need a wasiat. I mean, even if you don't have a wasiat yet, or you have no intention yet, at least have the needs or the urgency to find out more about it, because it's an ilmu that's gonna fade off, and one of the ilmu that's be taken away from humanity at end time. So we don't want that to happen, because it's all this is fardu kifayah, you know.
Takut kita. Betul. It is an ilmu, and the best way to get ilmu is to start reading a book. And now I found the thing. It says from Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 35. Every soul will taste death, and we test you, O humanity, with good and evil as a trial. Then to us you will all be returned. Surah Al-Anbiya, verse 35. Okay, this is not the Quran, by the way. I just insert some parts of Quran inside here. Okay. What about you, Asri? In closing for this particular episode.
I'm still triggered by the estate planner, so I'm like thinking like one day I may be able to open a business for aircon for graves, Muslim graves,
Aircon for
Aircon.
For these kind of people lah, you know, dah bawah panas, you may need that kind of aircon next time. How much of you for it?
Jauh aku fikir.
If you say so bro, if you say so
Aircon for your brain.
takut business ni tak nak masuk, aku takut. Aircon kubur ni. Air kubur. Ambil kau buat. Okay, speaking of which, don't forget you all also need to buy your ticket kubur. I think we covered this in a previous episode, or one of our previous posts on IG where we visited Ihsan Casket. You know, to buy your ticket kubur. I think one day maybe we can get Ustaz Saiful to come in and chat for a bit. Good to have a guest. And in closing for me, I've worked with these gentlemen for a long time, alhamdulillah, and we're looking forward to many more cases working together inshallah in the future. And for those of you out there who, you know, just happen to want to learn a little bit more, drop us a message, let us know how we can help you. And in fact, if you're ever considering a career in Islamic finance, or even especially as a Muslim estate planner, let us know, because I'll be more than happy to send you a copy of the book, send you, or you know, just come down and have a drink with us, or be our guest at a podcast like today. Selit, habis, right? Because at the end of the day, I realized this. The reason I do this is very simple. It's not about money. Yes, alhamdulillah, we earn enough to cover our expenses, have a little bit of savings, support the family. Yes, alhamdulillah, I'm very happy with that. But ultimately, the reason why I want to do this is because if no one else does it, kita semua dosa. It is fardu kifayah, yes. And to be frank with you, it is something that's very heavy. You know, we are literally talking about death when somebody passes away. You know, and we create all these documents to help not only the person who passed away, but to their family members and everybody who's related and involved in the whole process. And if I can just help one person, you know, help them with this little aspect of their lives or the end of their lives and the rest of the family, then I think we can do a little bit of good. You know, malam boleh tidur, get dapat pahala sikit, insyaAllah tolong orang Yeah. And so that's our mission, and the vision that we have here at Modern Muslim Finance is a wealthy Muslim community. And I don't mean just wealthy in terms of money, but wealthy in terms of iman, wealthy in terms of duit, in terms of you know, emotional health, because we have friends who kill themselves. And of course emotional health and all kinds of the dimensions of health which you guys will know about. Okay, so my name is Afiq, Chief Finance Ninja at Modern Muslim Finance. I am blessed to have brothers from other mothers today, Wan, Zul and Asri joining me today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We'll see you at the next episode.